Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Trails into Reverie. In the last parts, we picked up at the Reen's route again. Yes. We can't go any further with Lloyd's at the time being for whatever reason. Lloyd found a mysterious mirror in his pocket, and now we're with Reen trying to gather information around the capital. We took down a spooky ghost in the catacombs, and saw some familiar faces. Now we're gonna walk into the newspaper building. It's the twins! Well, Business Class 7. I had no idea you guys were in the capital. We weren't expecting to run into the two of you here either. Oh, is this a bad time? Everyone here looks really busy. Don't worry about that. I was just in the mood for a break anyway. Besides, there's no better way to get hot scoops than talking to you, Reen. Although I'm guessing your sister would have plenty of goss to share too, being the student council president and all. Oh, I won't be so sure about that. Oh, and I'm definitely asking you to interview at some point, Ash, so keep an eye out for that. I think we all know what that will be about. Can we just drop that? Yeah, yeah, I think that one's gonna stick with you. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't remember what they're talking about. Are they talking about Tatiana? I don't remember. I don't know what they're talking about. I seriously don't remember. Didn't he have a thing? Didn't he kind of? Doesn't he kind of have like a thing for Tatiana? Either way, I think we made you stand not long enough. There are some chairs for meetings and like over there. Why don't we go sit down? Poor Ash, he has to stand. If you don't mind me asking, what brings you here anyway, Lind? I thought you were still doing your residency over at St. Ursula. I am, technically. After I finished helping out at the branch campus, I started another year at study in Crossbell. But while I was here in Heimdall for a training session, Crossbell got occupied, so here I am. That would explain it. So obviously she decided to come spend some time with her favorite sister in the world. She's helping us with the clerical work as a part-timer right now. Well, I air company a bunch of bleeding hearts. Well, even if they said no, I was just gonna make her pretend to be me. Either way, I win! That sounds very illegal. Still, I don't think anyone saw this coming. The former Governor General suddenly declaring himself the supreme leader of Crossbell? That's a shocker. The craziness you saw when you came in here was everyone trying to get a special issue ready about it. Still, it's somewhat strange how little the general population has been reacting to the news. Everyone seems shockingly calm. I've been getting that impression during my time in the capital, too. I imagine it's due to the fact that no one is able to communicate with anyone over at Crossbell. Maybe that lack of immediacy is keeping the reality of the situation from sinking in. Has the Chronicle conducted any opinion polls on the issue? We sure have. And I gotta say, I was surprised by what people thought the Empire should do in light of all this. Most people responded that we should try to avoid any major conflicts. That is somewhat surprising. Given the recent history of Erebonia, I would assume people would respond more belligerently. Maybe people are finally just sick of war. That would be my take as well. The Battle of Jormungandr may have only lasted one entire day, but the economic toll of our reparations and the mental toll of those who were conscripted cannot be ignored. It's taken half a year for us to get to the point where life's finally starting to go back to normal too. Of course, that's just your average Erebonian's take on the issue, not the government's stance. But neither the government nor has managed to clear things up on that front yet. I've tried asking them for the military for a statement a few times, but no dice. Now that, I'm not surprised about. Still, thanks for the information. I feel like I have a better grasp of the situation now. You're very welcome. Now then, Reen, Hot Scoop Schwarzer, why don't you tell me about how your little investigation is going? And don't play dumb, I know all about it. You do? Did they ask you to assist with the search, Vivi? Not quite. See, I first caught wind of it from a fellow reporter a little while back. It was just a rumor at that point, but I got right to work trying to corroborate it. I hit up every source I had, from other reporters to fellow Thor's alumni like Adele, Fee, and Monk. Eventually, Major Claire realized I was hot on the story. And let's be real, at that point she didn't really have any options other than reaching out to me herself. So that's how I know. From anyone else, this story would surprise me, but from you, Vivi, the information was shared with me too because I'm helping Vivi out. Unfortunately, I don't think we know any more than you do yet. Yeah, but if we catch word of anything, you'll be the first ones to know. So give us a call if you catch word of anything else yourselves. Alright, we'll do. Alright, I've always kind of liked Vivi and Lynn, honestly. Out of all the non-playable Thor's characters, I've always liked those two. Alright. Is that all we have to do around here? Looks like it. So let us move on down the list. Dripice Plaza. Dripice? Where am I going? There's a fishing spot over there. What do you have? Any recipes? Orange juice? I don't want it.
王将か。陛下や皇妃殿下もさぞ気に病まれているだろうな。
姫様も女学院では気丈にされていましたが。
とっとと王子たちを探し出しゃいいだけだろ。
はい、私も力を尽くします。私の番です。
Alright, you can't go in the castle, can you? I don't think you can. Can you even go in? No, guess not. Rip.
魚影軍、探知しました。
Alright, I got some baits. Let's fish.
アタックします。ヒットしました。いいテンションです。
My fish! My fish!
想定の範囲内です。
Another damn carp. Alright. What about the yellowfish?
アタックします。ヒットしました。いいテンションです。
Mine!
かなりの
Look
大
at
物です
that
ね。
big one. Red perch? 300 fire sepith, I will take that. Thank you.
アタックしま
I
す。
guess it's a good way to get sepith too, just fish up fish.
いいテンションです。
Like these big ones. You just gotta find which fishing spot gives specific elements of sepith.
想定の範囲内です。
200, not too bad for fire sepith. So I guess that's one way to get a lot of sepith for specific elements. You just gotta find which fishing spot gives what. I see familiar faces!
ごちそうさま。
I tell you, it's so nice to have Million back. Million was like probably my favorite character in both Cold Steel 1 and 2.
ヤッホー、これでドライケルス広場も制覇だね。さあさあ、次行くよ、ユーシス。
あまりせかすんじゃない。というかこれ以上まだ食べるのか？
もちろんだよ。僕の目標は帝都グルメ全制覇なんだからさ。
しかし一体その体のどこにそれだけの食べ物が？
ねしし、なんだって成長期だからね。成長しているというならもう少し落ち着いたらどうですか。あーちゃん、リンたちも。に しても落ち着きか。そのためにはあーちゃんがもっと積極的にお姉ちゃんって呼んでくれないと。そうすれば僕もより大人に近づけると思うんだよね。論点はそこではないかと。ごまかさないでください。あーちゃんのいけず。
I didn't expect all you all to come this early. We're going about getting info when we happen to see you here. Elise wanted to help us out too, so that's why she's here. I'll do my best not to trouble you. I don't think there's any chance of that. It'd be fine to help. If you need anything, just lean on me. Thank you. I will. I think anyone can tell Elise is going to be a more reliable asset than you. Rude! Seeing them in Estelle together like takes me back to the summer festival. That was like so long ago. How was that only a few short months ago? It feels so much longer. I feel you. I can't imagine Eustace saw what Rufus is doing is coming either. It has to be weighing heavily on his mind. But at least he has Million to help take his mind off of it. Come on, give Big Sissy some love! Please remove yourself from around my neck. But we haven't seen each other in forever! It's barely been 2 weeks. That's 2 whole weeks! She whines, but she's not trying to escape. This is how it always is with them. Hey, do you want to try some gelato or ice cream from the stalls? I'll treat you. The milk ice cream is super rich and tasty. I'll pass. I'll need to leave room for lunch. You're never gonna grow bigger if you don't eat the bare minimum, Tilly. I'm getting another rag on you since our last update. This way you're gonna need heels to get up anywhere close to my height. Then again, I am older, so maybe I've earned it. Huh. One ice cream cone, please, with 5 scoops. You only allow 3 scoops maximum? Then I'll take 3, but I'd appreciate if you made them as big as possible. She really doesn't want to lose this thing we've got going on, huh? Anyway, were you guys gathering intel or just on a date? We were not standing idly by, and we were certainly not on a date. We've been looking into the flow of goods in the capital. That would explain why you were visiting multiple shops and stalls. What did we learn then? Well, it seems like there's a lot of groups been buying stuff in bulk lately. All kinds of stuff too. Food, ornaments. It's almost like they're getting ready for something. That is unusual. I could get panic buying in response to Crossbow's occupation, but lately implies before that. Yeah, the war is over and winter's still far off, so it can't be stocking up for the weather. The buyers themselves are suspicious sorts. Whenever we started looking into them in detail, we discovered they were either startups or foreign. That, and they all appear to exist in name only. That only adds to the mystery. Oh, you already done with your ice cream? Gosh, she eats fast. She had 3 scoops of ice cream she's already done. We're not here to discuss ice cream. If the buyers exist in name only, could we be dealing with cases of fraud? Actually, no. The transactions are legitimate. The sellers received their money and the goods were dispatched. But the other significant mystery is that there is no record of where any of these goods ended up. The intelligence division has tried tracking some of these orders. They just get forwarded all over the place before disappearing along with other orders like this. They may have had better luck if they marked an order from the moment it was placed, but alas... Right, by the time they realize they're dealing with one of these transactions, the transaction is already long done. So, do we think whoever's doing this has got all the stuff they needed by now? Probably. It sounds as though we're dealing with some very skilled criminals. Perhaps the reborn Imperial Liberation Front is hoarding supplies? What is it? Nothing worthy of note. I was just wondering if it perhaps may lead to Crossbow's new Supreme Leader instead. Well, it could. I just can't fathom why my brother would be so foolish. I thought he'd finally learned his lesson. It makes no sense to me either. I haven't known him for that long, but even if we were both Ironbloods, but after we beat him in the Imperial Fortress, you seem pretty much done. I think we were all under that same impression. Either way, speculating on what he's trying to do serves us no purpose in the now. Regardless of his reasons, I'll be sure to right his wrongs as his brother. I'm sorry you're going through this, Eustace. Right now, our primary focus isn't him, but the missing prince and the princess. That doesn't mean we can afford to turn a blind eye to Crossbell, mind. I'm just not sure whether the crisis there and their disappearances are connected in any way. But whatever the answer is, when our focus is inevitably turns to him, we won't be alone in confronting him. So don't try running off on your own, alone, alright? Don't worry, I wouldn't dare. I'm well aware that there's only so much I can do alone. Good, because your friends are here to help you in times of need, and you definitely need us here. Well, then we should get back to gather information. That would be wise. The more we can find, the better. Are they gonna join us? Me and the little bunny are ready to go. Indeed, we can't let the rest of Class 7 be the only ones working hard. And I'll be here whenever you need. Are they with us? They are. Oh, Millium's got a different little portrait as well too, I think. Cool. All right. So what do we got for what do we got for you guys? The saber, the platinum shield, Terra Breaker. You know what? We haven't used Millium fuck knows how long, so sorry Elise, you're out of here. Alright, is there anything else here? No. Alright, made her part. Made her part. Man, can't say I can't say how long since we've been here, but
バーテル公園帝都市民の憩いの場ですね。
俺もたまに昼寝に来たりするな。ってこの演奏は
綺麗な音色ですね。
どうやら早速見つけられたみたいだな。
hang on, Elliot. Before I talk, sorry, we're gonna cut you off
ア
there.
タックします。
Before I talk to you, I gotta
ヒット
fish.
しました。
This is the perfect place to
いい
fish.
テンションです。
I don't know if I'm gonna get any new types of fish, but
「想定の範囲内です。
give me my fire sepith.
アタックします。ヒットしました。いいテンションです。
There's a crab, a tiny crab.
やや小ぶりですね。
Let's go for the big one.
アタックします。ヒットしました。
Ah, I
失敗
fucked
し
it
ました。
up.
アタックします。ヒットしました。
Got it.
いいテンションです。
Oh, it's the same one. All right. Oh. Fine. All right. Well, I fished what I could fish.
かなりの大物ですね。
So quiet and peaceful here. It's a nice park too. Oh, got recipes? Sure. All right. Hang on. One thing before I do there. There's one thing I forgot. Before I go talk to Elliot. Because as per usual, I missed something. Jasmine! Alright, now we can go. Can't forget my recipes. It's Elliot, my boy, and his choir group. This is quite the crowd. There's this tune. Not bad. This looks like so much fun. You're kind of a perfect time then. Let's go get a better view. Is that his sister? Or is it somebody different? No, it's gotta be his sister. No. Isn't his sister older? I don't know if we could have given a better performance. It may have been our best one yet. Oh, there's always room for improvement.
でも僕も同じ気持ちかな。ここまでアンサンブルが綺麗にはまることもめったにないからね。
You got me there. I don't think we had a single note out of sync, did we? Nope. We were all feeling it to the point where it felt natural to play as one. I think you two are so into it that you forget we had an audience. I forgot. Not sure I should be proud of losing myself like that. But when it's just you and music, there's no better feeling in the world. Well, I'll give you a pass this time. As long as our audience is happy, and that's all that really matters. And they were very happy. You know, we wouldn't be having moments like these at all if it weren't for you two. Yeah, if you hadn't shown up when you did. That experience gave me a real wake-up call on how much power music can have. I don't remember this at all. And it's up to us to decide how to use that power, be it for good or ill. I regret what we decided last year. I don't remember this at all. I can't believe we tried to take such a beautiful thing and twist it to inspire war. What were we thinking? Whatever it was, it's in the past now. Exactly, you're back to your old selves now, right? A good thing too, because today wouldn't have gone nearly as well without you. Yeah, I could never dream of being how I was. Now we can take what we've learned and focus on bettering ourselves and the music world as musicians. You almost make it sound like you'll be flying circles around me if I don't pick up the slack. Then we'll start to keep up the pace. Oops, got sidetracked. I'd spotted a few familiar faces among the audience and meant to say hello sooner. Oh yeah, you're friends with Thor's, right? We should say hello together. Yeah, let's go.
ごめん、待たせたね。みんな元気そうで何よりだよ。演奏の方はどうだった？改めてリーンたちの率直な感想が聞きたいんだけど。
I thought it was brilliant. You were in perfect harmony with one another. I was genuinely speechless. Yeah, almost hurts that I wasn't able to catch the start of it.
それはよかった。
We thought we did well too, but it's nice hearing it wasn't just in our heads. I see you found a use of Similium. Indeed, we met not too long ago before coming here. Now we're all together. Sorry for what feels like we dragged you over here, over our way. This is the first time you've seen each other as a whole. Oh no, we had a class reunion not too long ago. We just haven't had a chance to play together in ages. We couldn't pass it up with all of us being in Heimdall now. The Reverie company started up a small orchestra, and I couldn't resist applying since I used to work there. Then Ron and Morris joined it too, so here we are. Huh, I didn't really start one. I imagine you'd have to be top-notch to be accepted. Yeah, it wasn't easy getting accepted, but let me tell you. But hey, we can't let Elliot show us up all the time, so it was worth the hustle. Makes sense. I'm just glad you found a way to keep playing music that makes you make you happy. The thing that made me happy is the four of us going on tour together in the future, so I hope we can. Really? Consider my bag's already packed. Did you guys just forget what we were talking about? The other can do what he likes, but we have a work around his orchestra schedule. I'm sure we can figure something out, though. By the way, I wasn't expecting to see you with Elise. How are you? I'm doing well, thank you. Your classes are sorely missed. I haven't done that many, but it's still nice of you to say. What? You're a teacher? I think the girls mentioned that to me. Come to think of it, you're a music lecturer at Sina Estrella, right? Correct? Provisional, but yeah, I'm still learning the ropes of showing the ropes. It's been a lot of fun for me, a lot of fun so far. Oh, won't you teach me music, Elliot? I'm amazed you can even carve out the time, but I see you have a knack for it. I can't believe you got to instruct in an all-girls school too. Elliot always manages to luck out in life, huh? I wish I could lecture at Sina Estrella. Just once would be enough. I hope you never will if you think he's lucking out. Oh, is that the time? We should probably get going. Revel wants us to start rehearsing at their flagship store. Yeah, we'll see you guys around. Have fun with the rest of your time in Heimdallr. I'll make sure they do. I hope rehearsal goes well. See you later. Well, guess it's time we got started. I managed to get some useful info. That was fast. Where from? I spoke to a few fans and hit up some connections at the music academy. It seems Imperial Army soldiers have been spotted in town a lot more than usual these days. And whatever they're meeting up here for, it's not on the docket. That is suspicious. I called Dad to see if he knew anything about it, but no luck there. Sounds like the prince's disappearance is top secret, even when you go pretty high up. I got the feeling he knew something, though, just that he wasn't sharing. It's very odd for soldiers to be having secret meetings while in uniform. It's possible they're foreign spies disguising themselves as soldiers, but I don't see they would what they would stand to gain from their actions. Yeah, I don't think it's that deep. I'm with Ash on this one. It wouldn't shock me if they were still in uniform while off the clock because they were on short time. Something bothered you, Elise? There is, but I'll have to get my thoughts in order to get to look before sharing. Oh, alright then. All we got now is that something smells fishy. Lady Aurier's instincts were absolutely onto something, yeah. It's too early to say for certain if any of this relates to sea. But we should keep that at the back of our minds just in case. Right, you never know when the pieces will start coming together. The investigation continues then. Yeah, let's keep our eyes peeled. Got Elliot with us now. Elliot, my mans. Alright. What now? There's no dot on the on the thing. Okay, so I guess we'll go back to Leica. I guess. And just like that, we got the band back together. I guess so. So, any luck gathering info? Yes, now that we have a good time to compare what we found. In that case, why don't we meet up at the cafe inside the department store? Great idea. Let's head there now. Alright, well, answer my question about where to go.
いや、なんでもない。
It's a little early, but heck, I'm down for lunch. We're getting tea time. How would we take meal time? Amelia, I think you've eaten enough. More than enough. A call? Represented Regnitz? Greetings, Ring. My apologies for contacting you out of the blue like this. I was wondering if by chance that you might have met the rest of Class 7 by now. We did get together with the investigation group in the capital not too long ago, in fact. I take you have some idea of what's going on with us? More or less, but not like back when the Intelligence Bureau was under direct control of the government. Man, it's wild that we have a direct line to the head of government, About that, there's a matter of utmost importance I must discuss with you all. Assuming you haven't eaten yet, I'd love to discuss it over lunch. Great timing! Let's all grab a bite together. It'll be our pleasure. Much appreciated. I'll be waiting at the Dar Hamel Hotel in the Garnier district. Oh, and please don't feel rushed. I have plenty of time. Alright, thank you as always. Representative Regnitz wants to discuss something with us directly. Perhaps he's learned something pertaining to the incident. Either way, I think we can count on something juicy. Durheimel, right? That's a fancy hotel in the Garnier district. Lunch at a hotel, huh? Consider me pumped! What about you, Eustace? Please, I'm begging you, don't forget your table manners. Seems you still have a bit of free time. It'll be best if we tie up any loose ends while we have the chance. Right, this could be a golden opportunity to investigate the Garnier district. Once we're all set, let's head to the hotel. I'm all good. There's no loose ends for me to tie up at all. I guess this is the point. I guess we're gonna come up to like a no point or no return. So I guess this is the point where you would go back and kill that ghoulie if you couldn't beat him with the 4 of them. But I did because I'm the best. All right. Have we been here before? I don't even know if we've ever been to this district before.
つけられている気配はないな。なら、さっきのは一体。
兄様、何かあったんでしょうか?
The spidey senses are tingling. I don't know if it's...
帝都歌劇場。クロチルダさんがオペラ歌手を務めていた場所か。
実はこの間改めて公演の依頼があってね。いろいろ落ち着いたらみんなを招待したいな。
せいぜい楽しみにしておくぜ。
Yeah, I don't remember if I've ever been to this district before. I don't remember this district at
ショ
all.
ーケースの宝飾品、綺麗だね。ユーシス、いつかプレゼントしてよ。
お前には10年早いだろう。
Let's make it in a decade.
10年後ね、約束だよ。
まったく。
You know he will.
本当に微笑ましい限りですね。
I knew a princess happened to wear none other than this very tiara on display. The details are under wraps, but I can spare a little nugget or two. You see, the tiara that had been passed down in the royal family was stolen and was returned. That tiara was then worn during the wedding and banquet, and then she switched to this tiara after changing. I do admit to a touch of disappointment, but I'm not surprised they came to adore the brilliant shine of that legendary tiara. Okay, good to know. Thanks, man. I guess you're not. Oh, you're not the shop dude. You're the shop dude or gal. Oh, fucking shit! I should have expected things would be expensive as all fuck. Good lord. Alright. We still have time to spare one. We should head in early. Get to the hotel, cause the main store to advance. Heimdall will become inaccessible as well as any sub events. I've already done it. Thank you for coming. Not at all. Thank you for inviting us. It's Alfine! Or Alfin.
皆さん、お待ちしておりました。
アルフィン殿下。
Or Alfine.
姫様、どうしてこちらに？それはこちらのセリフでもあるのだけど、お兄様たちのためにエリゼにまで危険な役目を負わせることになるなんて。姫様に相談もせずに行動してしまってすみません。本当に水臭いんだから。でもありがとうエリゼ。力になってくれて本当に嬉しいわ。姫様。それはともあれ、レーグニッツ代表閣下からお話を伺い、私も同席させていただくことにしました。他ならぬ兄夫妻が巻き込まれてしまった事件、この機会にぜひ皆さんと情報交換させてください。
もちろんです。
こちらこそお願いします。
Well, let's just come to the final resolutions, but it won't do to begin discussions on an empty stomach. Why don't we have some lunch first? You won't hear any objections from me. I could definitely use a bite. Ah, that really hit the spot. I can hardly believe you finished it all. Your stomach really is a void. I'd like to see who can eat more between you and Maya. Can't blame you though. The quality of the first-class hotel's food is not to be underestimated. Yeah, I didn't think I'd get to come to a place like this on my food tour. You must have really liked it too, Tilly. You ate a ton. Well, I'm a growing girl just as much as you. Well, I'm glad you both enjoyed it. Shall we get down to business then? Yes. First, I want to discuss the disappearance of the prince and the new princess. With what we have now, we believe it might be the work of a terrorist who goes by C. I wish we could say more about them, but I'm afraid we know very little. Just that they're the leader of a so-called Reborn Imperial Liberation Front. They also look slightly different from the C we dealt with in the past. Speaking of which, I'd like your take on that matter, Reen. They believe that the new C and the original C are one and the same. I'll admit that I haven't been able to get in touch with Crow to confirm for sure. But I'm convinced that no, they are not the same person. I was thinking the same. This new one has mimicked the original style in their statement, but I think Crow has left those days behind for good. It's a loop for you to feel that way. I mean, to be honest, even if it was Crow, and even if he did get in touch with him, I doubt Crow would say, "Hey, yeah, that's me. I'm the new C." I highly doubt that he would just flat out come out and admit it. Seems like a safe bet, yeah. As for the contents of their statement, they refer directly to His Highness. Our first target was the foolish prince and his wings, now bound to inaction. That does make it quite clear that they were responsible for the abduction. I would assume wings refers to the courageous. Vast as the Empire is, how they're able to keep a ship of that size hidden from sight is quite the mystery in itself. Yeah, it might have stealth capabilities, but that can only go so far on its own. It's impressive they managed to keep its location from the Intelligence Division, even if it isn't at its former size. Me and Tilly are still in it, though. So you heard any new statements from C? I'm afraid not. That's the only one. We've been trying to investigate this matter as best we can, but our foe is quite cunning. They won't let themselves be caught so easily. If only. Given the nature of this crime, we will need to be exceptionally covert during our investigation. But naturally, the government cannot and will not leave this case unsolved. You will have our full backing however you choose to go about this. If you're in need of military police's assistance, you need only ask. Thank you, Your Excellency. Next, I'd like to discuss my primary reason for summoning you here. Would that be the information you said you wanted to share when you called? That it would. This information was given to me by General Van Dyke, but Princess Alphine and Elisa have also verified it with their own experiences. Really? Does this relate to the thing you were concerned about when we met up with Elliot? Yes, it does. Allow me to explain. The students of St. Estrella come from many a different background. They have many with family in the military, including officers and generals. That in itself isn't a problem. What is that many of these military members have been reportedly acting strangely of late. In what way? I remember hearing rumors about that when I was at the school too. Most of them are seemingly reformists and young officers who idolize the late Chancellor. It's as if they refuse to settle back into normality after the war's end. They're still addressing others with deep aggression and are clearly very unhappy with the current state of the Empire. But the thing that concerns us most of all is their reaction to Crossbell's reoccupation. They aren't all angry with the idea of a united nation. It's the opposite, in fact. They're in full support of it. That is not good. That's an understatement. What utter insanity! The success of a united nation would also mean the end of Erebonia. Precisely. I'm a reformist, but supporting such an extreme concept is nothing short of baffling to me. According to General Van Dyke, some of them have been showing worrying signs of plotting something in light of this. Exactly what that something is, in detail, he has yet to confirm. That kind of ties up what me, Eustace, and Elliot found out too. Yeah. Oh? Could you tell me what you discovered? Here's what we found. Blah, blah, blah. Soldiers holding covert meetings in the city, and large amounts of supplies disappearing. It won't surprise me if members of the army were defecting to the Evan Defense Force. I think we need to look into potential points of contact between them. Agreed. I think we've also got a clearer picture of what's been going on here after sharing all we know. If we put the pieces that we currently have together, the muck and mirror of the gallows in the Vermilion City from C's statement refers to the defecting members of the army. That makes sense. The statement did mention it would see to those who supported the United Nations pay for their crimes. Guess it's all fallen into place then. If there really are rebels in the army and punishing them is C's goal, then who we find first doesn't really matter because the other will be there. How convenient for us. Yeah, sure is! I'm glad I was able to help you out on the right track. Class 7 always comes through in the end. Your Highness? Pardon me, you don't have to worry. I'm hardly one for whom life is difficult right now. I'm sure that if I were to ask you to rest, you wouldn't listen. But please, at least be a little gentler to yourself, Your Highness. But the great mental burden of not knowing whether family is safe and well is not to be underestimated. Them being missing also means you have to carry on the work that would normally be given to them. You're going through too much for one to handle right now. If you're feeling at all unwell, we would like you to consider taking some time off. I couldn't possibly. I'm in full agreement. Taking care of yourself is as much a part of your duties as working. While you do that, we'll see that these crimes are solved. You have our word. I'll do what I can in your stead, and I will see that Prince Oliver and Lady Sherazade are brought home as soon as possible. You can put your trust in us. I suppose you're right. Perhaps resting is as much of my duties as well. My heart is breaking for you, Your Highness. No one should have to handle a burden like this alone.
Lisa?
Rain? Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't my intention.
別に構いません。私のことをいつも気遣ってくださってありがとうございます。
I'm glad. And you don't have to worry, Your Excellency. We're still not sure exactly how the situation stands in Crossbell, but I'm sure Machias is just fine. I concur. It'll take more than this to make him lose heart. Thank you both. I've also put similar faith in my son. I'm sure he's doing fine, everything he can on the inside to see justice prevail. As are Lisa and Toa. I think we all feel the same way. They ain't got nothing to worry about as long as they have Super Maid with them. And we're a whole super crew, so if they got things covered, then so do we. That's right. I would hope so. Thank you all for your time. I'm glad we could exchange information. It was a very worthwhile meeting. Well, we ought to make our way back to the palace. Be careful on your journey, everyone. And I'm counting on you, Elise. Thank you, Your Highness. Good luck. I'm always available if you need to get in touch. Should we get going too, then? Yes, let's. Get me out of here. Something feels strange. Okay, so let me guess. Is something wrong? It's probably nothing. I just gotten a weird feeling. Feels like something is in my pocket that wasn't there before. What is this? Huh? That's a weird looking mirror. Since when did you carry one of those around? Since never. This isn't mine. It just ended up in my pocket somehow. Are you certain? I doubt anyone could slip in something into your pocket without you noticing. Yeah, nothing gets by you, Reen. I don't have a clue how this got there. There has to be a reason behind it. Though I can't imagine it connects to any way the prince's disappearance or what's happening in Crossbell. Uh-oh. What? What's happening? Oh, there's Lloyd.
条件は整った。楚は現世を移す玄武なれど、
あまたの可能性を秘めるものなり、因果の地平、開口の知恵とそなたらをいざなわん。
Oh boy. What just happened? What? Where are we? It's some sort of white garden. I've never seen anything like it. I'm getting the feeling that there's more to this place than meets the eye, too. I mean, what kind of garden is surrounded by floating books? Yeah, I'm not sure where we are, but it doesn't feel like the world we know. How did we even get here to begin with? That's a good question. I can't fathom how we came here either. In fact, I can't recall what I was doing before I ended up here at all. I feel as though we were all together the moment we arrived, but beyond that, I haven't the slightest clue what happened. Well, this is just great. It's like something's blocking out my memories out of before we got here. Actually, it's worse than that. It's not just my memories of right before. There's gotta be a pretty good reason I was hanging around with you guys, but beats me what it is. At least we're all on the same page about that. I feel fuzzy too. I've been trying my best to recall what I was doing earlier today, but nothing's coming to mind. My best guess is we were working together for some reason, but I'm not sure why. Regardless of how we got here, I think it's safe to assume it's affected our memories somehow. Agreed, and standing around being confused isn't going to answer any of our questions. I think we should have a look around and see what we can find. As do I. If nothing else, we need to know whether this garden is safe. We may find clues as to how we arrived here as well. Something we got a plan then. Oh, and don't forget there are 2 floors to this place. Let's check them both out. Nope, I'm with Lloyd now, huh? What do we got here? Large spheres floating. What could this be? I'm not sure. I've never seen anything like it. The pattern on its surface kind of resembles the one on the place's walls. It being placed on a platform in the middle of it makes it seem important too. It doesn't appear to be actively doing anything at the very least. Yet another mystery to be solved. Let's just push it back in our minds for now and remember that it's here. Oh man. Alright. What's up here? The sub-event. 2 sub-events. 3 sub-events. A good old stone monument, huh? Now it's starting to come together. You figured something out? Yep, I'm 100% certain now that I have no clue I don't have a clue what's going on. 3 years later, he hasn't changed a bit. We're back to square one. Stone pillar? I think it's some kind of device. It does seem that way. There's another one over there as well. That probably holds some significance. Let's go check it out. This one's pretty similar to the other one, but something's different about it. The mysteries continue to pile up. There must be some reason there are 2 of them. Yeah, it's safe to assume they're connected in some way. Well, they're likely could relate to whatever this place's purpose is. If only we knew whatever the heck that is. Hopefully we'll figure something out if we keep looking around. What's this? It's a globe on some kind of pedestal. I can only assume this is meant to be used for something as well. Something important by the look of it. No reaction at all. Yeah, whatever this thing is, it's not on at the moment. It looks like a relic or something, given the feel of this place. Hard to say for sure, though. Now that you mention it, this garden does resemble an ancient ruin of sorts. There's just one problem with that theory. Yeah, everything seems too new. There's not one speck of dust in this pedestal. Looks like it was made 5 minutes ago. And why isn't it active? I can think of several possibilities, but they're all just conjecture. Guess we should keep looking around. Oh boy. There's a door. Is this some kind of door? Yes, and it's unusually large. I wonder what it's doing here. It looks entirely out of place. You could say that about the floating books floating around too. I've been thinking about those ever since we arrived. There's something about them that's very disturbing. No kidding. And what's stranger is I can't make out any of the tiles in the books, no matter how hard I look either. That's a mystery in itself. Oh boy. Oh, I guess this sub-event is the same as the one over there. Tree! I know this is a garden, but part of me still wasn't expecting to find a tree. Yes, let alone one as splendid as this. It seems so out of place here. Looks like it's some kind of broadleaf tree. Never seen with leaves, bark, or branches like this before, though. It's like it's something else entirely got reshaped into the form of a tree. That's an interesting perspective. Now I'm even more confused. Let's just agree that there's something unusual about it. Though that doesn't make it any different than the garden as a whole. We can't rule out it being placed here for more than just decoration. Unless my eyes are playing tricks on me, I'm pretty sure it's glad it's glowing too. The more we explore, the more mysterious this place seems to be. I suppose all we can do is keep poking around and hope everything becomes clear. Well, good luck with that. I don't know what you're hoping for, but I can't think of anything. Alright. I guess I'll go back and interact with this big mirror. The mirror is enormous. And it looks remarkably similar to this one. You're right, it's as though the smaller mirror is a fragment of the larger one. Come to think of it, I'm surprised I can remember you even having that mirror. I do too, although I can't remember what it is or why Lloyd has it. Actually, did you work something out? I don't want to go that far, unfortunately. I just remembered something that's common in Eastern folklore. It's said mirrors with evil spirits in them can cause strange phenomena. It made me wonder if this mirror perhaps has some kind of special power in it, and if that's how we were all brought here. That's pretty spooky, but just as good as guess as any at this point. This place is so weird. I wouldn't rule out anything as a possibility. Yep, I can feel something strange coming off of it, but it's not doing anything for now at least. Maybe it'll kick on or something if we do something else around here. Are you saying it could have conditions? If that's the case, discerning those conditions could be our key to getting out of here. Let's continue to have a look around then. Oh boy. Eventually they return to the plaza where they first arrived to discuss the next move. I think you've seen all there is to see around here. Unfortunately, I still don't have any clue what this place is. Likewise, everything we've inspected has just left us with more questions. I just wish we still had our memories from before we came here. I imagine that would fill in several gaps for us. Still, it isn't as though we haven't learned anything useful yet. For one, we know this place was created by someone or something. True, it's definitely weird enough that to not seem real, but I think it's safe to assume it has some kind of purpose. Beyond that, we know it resembles some kind of garden or ruin, but it's anyone's guess as to what it was intended to be. There's also all those devices we came across, but none of them are active. So that leads us right back to the square one. Let's agree that each detail is going to be useful information in trying to learn more. Above all, we need to learn why we're here.
かくして新たな物語が始まった。絡み合う因果の一端を担うはそなたの役目。さあ、目覚めるがよい。
Was that a memory? Are you alright, Lloyd? Something came to me just now. Did you guys remember hearing a voice just before coming here? A voice? Wait, now that you mention it, I do definitely remember hearing one. There was something really strange about it. Yeah, I kind of remember it too, but it's still pretty fuzzy. I wonder. You mentioned being just one thread among many. Does that mean... That sound! I remember hearing it before we came here. You've got to be kidding. Yeah. Where are we? What the heck is going on? I don't recognize this place at all. Whoa! What was that? What just happened? Did we fall into some kind of teleportation spell? No, that wouldn't add up. Reen! You were called here too? Lloyd? Right, I feel like something someone brought us here. That's all I can remember. It's strange. I can't remember what we were doing at all moments ago. Me neither. What's really weird is it doesn't feel like I was in any sort of panic. I feel like everything was normal. The hell is going on here? Were we even together before this? I could have sworn we had all split up. I can't say for sure, but that's what my instincts would tell me as well. That sounds remarkably similar to what we went through. I'm guessing we essentially experienced the same thing. The only difference is that they had split into two parties, but we were still called at the same time. I think the most logical thing to do now is swap all the info we have. Which isn't much, to be honest with you. So you suddenly found yourself in possession of a strange mirror you'd never seen before and heard a voice. You're right, that's what happened to us too. How did we experience the same exact thing so far apart? Your guess is as good as mine. Even us being unable to remember where we were before is the same. I would ordinarily refuse to believe such a bizarre sequence of events, but it's impossible to refute so much hard evidence. My top concern is understanding the why rather than the how. There must be a reason why we specifically were the ones brought here. I know what you mean. This is the last way I expected to see Lloyd and Ellie again. Yeah, I wasn't planning on a sudden reunion, but it's good to see you again. I'm sorry it's not under better circumstances, but it's good to see you again, Yuna. Same here. Yuna continues to be a social butterfly even in the strangest of situations. Well, that just goes to show how genuine she is. That's certainly the real Yuna. Still, if not a single one of us remembers where we were or what we were doing before we got called here... Yeah, that's gotta be by design. Something about this place blocks the recent memories of anyone who comes here. What other explanation can there be? But how can that be possible? Beats me, but let's face the facts. It's the only thing that makes sense. I agree, it's the only reasonable experience. Regardless of how we got here, we have to accept that this place is very unusual. Easier said than done. No, he's right. Let's move past that and focus on the bigger picture. Let's consider what we should do next. My first instinct is to search for an escape route so we can return to wherever it is we were. But you all say you didn't have any luck during your investigation, yes? I'm afraid so. Hold up. What was that? Oh, the tree glows. It's a glowing tree now. Oh, it was glowing. Oh, they're all active now. Well, what do you know? It looks like Class 7 come here may have been one of the conditions. Conditions? Oh yeah, you worked something out? Maybe, but I'm still speculating. These mirrors we're given might be just fragments of a bigger whole after all. And if that's the case... Well, I think we have a relatively good idea of the situation we're in now. Though I wouldn't mind getting a look around here for myself before we go any further. It might not help work out who or what is responsible for all this, but I'd like to at least familiarize myself with our surroundings. Good thinking. You said stuff's changed since you first wandered around, right? That's an excellent point. We'll come with. I want to see what's changed as well. Check it out. The tree's glowing. Even the bark looks different. We thought the same, but it wasn't giving off a light like this when we were here before. It feels different somehow. It's as though the tree is springing with vitality now. It reminds me of something from a fairy tale. Oh, do tell. Spirit trees. They're said to have shining branches and leaves, and they're filled with mana that can heal the body and mind. Or at least that's what I recall reading about. Now that you mention it, you used to read those kinds of things all the time, didn't you? I suppose it does look something like that. Great. Just what we need. More magical bullshit. But what if it does have the same properties as the trees Elise described? Then it would help us a lot. It's worth giving it a shot. I would say that was an accurate deduction. That's a relief. We still don't know what it is, but at least we know it can heal us. I've never seen anything like it in nature. Neither have I, but at least we have somewhere to return if we're injured. Knock on wood, but yeah, you're right. This device was activated as well. It's a little foreboding. I can make out words glowing on it. Millennium Trove, commodities in exchange for currency. What is that supposed to mean? Sounds like it's a vending machine. I'm guessing it takes Mira somehow. That would be convenient. That it would. Who knows how long we could be here. Being able to resupply would be a boon. Alright, we found ourselves a shop! The Millennium Trove, huh? Was it? I hope it stock lives up to its name. You're all having a much easier time accepting this as reality than I am. It does take some getting used to. So what about the device to the left? Does it serve a similar purpose? I would imagine so. The Blazing Forge, applied Septian principles. The description is a little vague, but do you think it's possible for us to modify our orbits here? That would be helpful, and yet... yeah, this one's even more ominous than looking at the other one. Maybe because it confirms that there are dangers lying ahead of us. What's that sound again? I guess we managed to satisfy another condition. I wonder what it could be. Oh.
Boot process 完了。移送管理領域園庭構築完了。これより無限回廊の形成を開始する。
Well, looks like the party is finally getting started. That voice sounds familiar too. Indeed, I believe we're about to learn the reason we're here. There are a lot of interesting phrases in what little she said. Boot process, administered space, the Reverie Garden, the Reverie Garden. Yes, and most notably, Reverie Garden, corridor. Reverie, not Reverie. Reverie. I'd be lying if I said it didn't ring a bell. Let's make our way to the central plaza and get a better look at what's changed. That sphere from earlier is active now.
来訪者たちよ、新たなる時空間の開闢を告げる。ここは黒の玄武教が作りし異界。不条理なる因果を乗り越える力を与える試練の地なり。
The Black Mirror? I'm more concerned about what it means by trials. I'm guessing this thing governs the space we're in, meaning we're brought here to complete whatever these trials are.
これは因果率を正すための超特例措置である。来訪者の記憶は制限しているゆえ、おぼろげにしか認識できぬと推測されるが、クロスベルを中心に発生せし、一連の事態は本来ありえぬ特異点によって紡がれたもの。そなたたちはこれを解決せしめんとするが、いかな因果をたどろうとも到底到達できぬのが実情。よって黒の玄武教はここに干渉を決定したものである。
Huh. Is this thing even speaking our language? That confirms that our memories truly are being tampered with. No wonder we couldn't understand what was happening. I'm as lost as anyone else. From the sound of it, though, the Black Mirror is looking out for us. Yeah, and it mentioned something bad happening in Crossbill, too. While what it said flew over my head, but if I understood the gist of it, It's saying that it'll help us fight against whatever's happening in the real world. I'll let you mention it. That's how I interpreted it as well. But how exactly is it going to achieve that? An excellent question, especially given that we're not permitted to remember everything that's happening on the outside.
この世界での記憶は持ち帰れぬが、身につけた力は別である。力を求めるならば、真なる無限回廊に挑むべし。遥かなる因果の先の話ではあるが、そなたたち次第では運命を変えられる可能性も存在する。
That clears up some of our suspicions, but there's still some things unanswered. Sure, but we confirmed something important. This place exists to make us stronger. It's up to us to determine how much strength we gain, whether we'll be strong enough to change whatever the fate we have in store for us. That simplifies things if you ask me. Indeed, we're left with one other option. Rise to the challenge, both for ourselves and the homes we came from. This is just as much to do with us judging by it being named the true Reverie corridor. Reverie. I keep saying Reverie. Agreed. Reverie. I remember that place. That was so long ago. I couldn't shake the feeling that this place was slightly familiar to me. Still, we don't know what that true part signifies just yet. Oh yeah, Reen said the name rang a bell. Sure does. Brings back a lot of memories. Something like this version here is to pump us up to get us ripped. It's like our own secret training ground. It could prove rather useful. We all have people and things we want to protect on the outside. Yes, we each know the kind of strength it takes to overcome the impossible. So let's work together and gain the strength we need.
そのための我であり、遠征なり。第一階層への侵入を許可する。試練の果ての可能性。人がそれを掴み取ることを期待するものなり。
Talk about hospitality. The way is finally open for us. Let's take this opportunity. Right. It challenged the Reverie's corridors for stratum via the central elevator. Select which party members you wish to take with you. Lord and Rena required for your initial exploration of this first stratum. Oh, Lord. I have so many to pick. Altina. Who do I want? Let's go with Ash, and then you know what? Let's kind of split it up. Two for Reen's group, two for Lloyd's group. Let's split it up that way. So let's go with you. One thing, you're stronger. Alright, access your party information is excited. Swap parties with L2. Items mirrored and separate belonging to Reen and Lloyd's parties have been consolidated. Contents of their notebooks and consoles have also been unified. Any items or notebook data acquired by Reen or Lloyd will be accessible to the other party other party as well. Nice. Looks like everyone's taking the chance to get more familiar with this place. I should probably check. We'll make sure we have everything we need before we begin challenging the corridor. Never thought I'd hear that name again, but here we are. Then again, this place seems a lot different than before. Are they really one the same? By the way, it's pointless to worry about that right now. I need to focus on what's in front of me and what I can control. Alright, cool. Join us. Join us! Alright. We're at that point. We're way over that point, actually. So I'm going to end it here. When we come back, we will head off into the first stratum, see what the hell this is all about, and we'll find out what happens. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you then. Later.